Alright, if I ever get around to stitching all these videos together, you're probably going to hear a quick recap way too many times. And probably going to get sick of hearing it. But quick recap. So we had pins 14 and 15 and 13 and 8, and they weren't communicating. I wiggled these wires. Now, of course, they are communicating. I'm probably going to switch the pins out. These are the new pins here, but just I don't want to take any chances. But now they have 0 ohms. It was infinite ohms, but a little wiggling and everything just came back online. This once again was the lightning strike vehicle, so probably had arced in there. But this is a transmission control module. This is one end of the communication loop, the high speed CAN loop. And the other end of it is the ECM, which is under the hood. The midway point is the OBD2 plug over there. So when the whole communication loop is online and pumping healthily, percolating well, you should have 60 ohms. So you've got a 120 ohm resistor in the TCM, and you got a 120 ohm resistor in the ECM. And with them being on a loop, it's a parallel circuit, and the ohm meter sends juice through both ends of the loop, and they share 2 resistors, which brings the whole flow down to 60 ohms. So right now, we test the test equipment here, and this is just resistance in the wire, which is 0.2 ohms. I've got one end of the loop, which I know is 60 ohms. I've tested and retested. I've triple checked this thing. So this thing is rebuilt from GMC. It's working perfectly. But when I plugged into the halfway point of the communication loop, which is pins 6 and 14 of the OBD2 plug, I was getting 120 ohms. And it worked. The problem was in the transmission control module. So now I want to just double check. So I'm going to plug in to 6 and 14 here while I'm trying to hold the camera. And here I should have 120 ohms because the TCM is unplugged. And I have 120 ohms, 0.3, but that's really anything from 119, 118 and a half, 121 and a half is acceptable. So 120 ohms. Now I'm going to plug that guy in right now. It should drop down to 60. So fingers crossed now that those wires are communicating again. And if I get 60, I'll be happy. I'm still going to rewire it though, because I don't trust it. But that'll be the end of it at that point. Let's see. Here we go. It's hard to... I'm probably going to have to drop this while I plug this in. All right, well, no, it went in. Okay, so this would feed from the outside through this tube that I think you saw earlier, and this would be inside the transmission. So right now, we are locked and loaded. The new TCM. Check 6 and 14 again at the midway point, which is the OBD2 plug. And I hope it will be 60 finally. It will be 60 ohms. A miracle. This is very good. Okay, so I'm going to pull those pins out of the problem wires and just change them just to be safe. But it seems so insignificant, but it's really quite huge. It's been a long slog because that guy over there was fried, which is the body control module, the ECM under the hood, the fuse pack, the TCM, and the ABS control module, which is underneath there. All were fried from the lightning strike, which happened. They cut the tree down, but the tree was right there in that dead spot. Now it's lying on the ground. It's all fried on the top, but that's the tree. All right, to be continued.